Hey, this is Andy from Share and Follow. Just to let you know how easy it is to install, configure, and then adapt Share and Follow to be exactly what you want it to be. Okay, let's jump into installing. I just go here and choose Share and Follow and search the plugins, and at the top of the list comes Share and Follow, and I just choose Install Now and then OK. Right, what that's going to do is download a zip file to your machine and then unzip it and then give you opportunity to activate it as you would like. I'm going to jump to another machine and just activate it straight away, remembering that on that machine this is what it currently looks like. I'm just going to refresh so you can see it for sure, and I just activate and I come back to the server and refresh again, and there you go, it's ready. Okay, as you can see there, it gives you Delicious, Dig, Facebook, Reddit, StumbleUpon, Twitter, and comment feed of your RSS. So whatever comments come against Hello World will come in that feed. And also over here on the right in the tab, the RSS for the site, so you can follow the site. Okay, now if I go back to the admin page and go into Settings and then Share and Follow, I can see all the admin stuff. First of all, I'm presented with the icon sets. Now this is for the new CDN things. These are all the new icon sets, and we'll come back to that in a bit. But first of all, let's configure our share stuff. Now I'm going to make it so that this home page doesn't have a post on it. Sorry, the share stuff on it. I'd like it to be inside my posts. So I'm going to take it off the home page, and I also want to have smaller icons. I'm going to make mine 16, really small. And I'm also going to make them wider apart and add a heading. I don't like the one share. I'm going to change that for share me. Okay, and I quite fancy saving that now. Now I can choose any of the update settings buttons. It doesn't matter where they exist, whether it's here or down here. The closest one is good enough. It saves all the settings for the page. And I come back, and hopefully when I press refresh, this should disappear because we've taken it off the home page. Okay, because I've changed the actual size of the icons as well, it's rebuilding the CSS for this little bit. So we just have to go into the post to see these new icons. And as you can see, there they are. There's the Share Me with the Delicious and all the rest of it, as they were before, but just a lot smaller. Okay, let's go back to the admin page and go a little bit further into it. Let's imagine that you want to change something like, for example, this, instead of recommend on Facebook, you could just put, I don't know, share. Okay, and if you don't want recommend this blog on Facebook, okay, let's first of all explain these uppercase words. The word title and the word blog are really important. Title is the actual title of the page or the post that's being shared. Okay, and the word, or in fact it could even be the title of the actual blog entirely, depending on where this is used, because it can also be used in various other places. Right, here with the blog, you can set that up, or it gets replaced again with the word blog or post, depending on where it's used. So in this case, of course, it's going to set up with post because it's underneath the word. You can also change this for whatever you want. It doesn't have to be there at all. You could even remove it entirely. So I'm going to change mine entirely. Share title. Oh, forgot. Share title on Facebook. And I just saved that. Well, actually, let's just check these other bits. This is the content of the email message that would go when something gets created, so you can add more stuff in there. In here, this is quite handy. This is the bit.ly stuff for shortening stuff for using in Twitter, so you get shorter URLs. Let's just have a look at that. All you need to do is sign up through this set here, and then it'll give you a bit.ly username and a bit.ly API code. Just pop them in there, and it will automatically shorten the URL so that they're only 20 characters long. And you can also change how it's presented, the tweet or message, just as a URL, or maybe you want it to be the post or the page title and the URL, which I do in this case. And I'm also going to add a suffix of via at share and follow, so that it actually lets me know when somebody else tweets about me if they leave that in the thing. Okay, so let's add that update. And I come back to, oh, let's close that one down, we don't need it. And I refresh. First of all, does it say, yes it does, share Hello World on Facebook. And if I go to Twitter, let's see, we can see in the grey bar at the bottom there that it's got status equals Hello World, HTTP, Amsterdam Heroes, and then all the rest of it. So that's the test site that we're on. And it's got even the via at share and follow at the end. As you can see, all encoded in the right ways. Right, let's carry on. We can also set up following. That's the tab on the right hand side, this one over here. And again, I'm going to take it off the home page because I'm going to pretend I've got a splash screen. And I'm also going to pretend that I don't want it on the about page, and I don't want it on the legal documents page, and I don't really want it on the, I don't know, terms and conditions. The list goes on. Okay, but what I do want to do is style it a little bit. So I'm going to change the background color from this very nice grey into something quite different. I'm just going to drag this slider down to change the overall colour into a very nasty looking greeny colour. And I'm going to set the border to be, I've got to use that ugly pink to go with it just to really set it off. Okay, now if I want to make things transparent, I can just click these ones and get rid of the border so there's nothing actually behind the icons. Right, next is, do I want to have a heading prefix? Well, yeah, I do this time. And its location, I'm going to keep the right. I'm not going to worry about this one for now, but I am going to change my replacement word so that I can choose a Dutch one, because that's where I'm living, in Holland. So I'm going to choose follow us, and I'm going to change the colour of my icon to be a kind of a grey colour. Alright, and I'm going to increase the icon size to 32. Why not? Oh, and of course I'm going to change the distance between where it is here to be smaller. Okay, now what I want to do now is all the other stuff that's important, which is add in my actual social network. So I'm going to go for Facebook first of all, and I've got one here already set up, and I'm also going to add our Twitter one, which will be share and follow, and that's it, done. Of course I can add other ones like YouTube, but I'm going to leave that free. And notice I did two things. I put in both the URL and I turned it on. Putting in just the URL is great because it sets it up for the widget also, but turning it on will make it actually show. So let's change all of that lot all in one go. As you can see, there it was before, 24 pics and just RSS. I've now made it ugly. How clever of me. Okay, and yeah, there we go. It's a very ugly set of things, but would obviously grab attention. Maybe with the right website that might look good. Alright, now let's move on a little bit further, and we've got the share image set up. Now this is quite a handy thing for you. I'm going to show you one configuration you can do. There's many you can do, of course, but first of all you can put in just your email address as a singular person, and that will be the only author for all things. That's handy if you want to present everything as being one editor. Otherwise you can use author emails to generate gravatars, or we can do what I'm going to do now, which is set up a site logo. I've got one just hanging around from some work, and I'm going to set up my who, what, when and where to be site logo on pages, site logo on posts, site logo on homepage, and site logo on archive pages, so everywhere. I can, of course, for example on pages or posts, make it an image from the page or an image from the post, or I can set it up to be the actual author and their picture via their gravatar, and then all of those will be then inserted in Facebook next to anything that gets posted from your site. Right, so there we go. Let's set those up. And way. Just refresh, just to make sure that everything's up to date. Remembering that, what do? We just changed the share image setup. So now if I click on Facebook, alright, just wait for it to load its stuff. And there's the logo automatically. Because I've chosen that for everything, that will show on everything. And also, as I've chosen this now and it's Facebook, it's going to cache that image for a while. And if you keep on changing the images, it's not going to be easy for you to see them. You need to actually realize it might cache them. Okay, so that's that. Now what you can also do is set up an image SRC as a custom field inside your posts, so that basically you can assign a specific image to any specific page or post, so you can guarantee that's what's seen next to it. Okay, moving on to the next bit. This is our CSS. It's got two different choices here. Choose no, which is going to put it into the head of your HTML if you're going to do loads of caching. Otherwise, choose yes, which most normal people do, and then it will go into a style sheet, and then it'll be okay. The reason to choose no if you're caching is because basically it cuts down on connections to your server, making everything faster. Okay, you can add your own CSS. If you want to adapt stuff slightly, change stuff, you can add things in here to change how things are set up. For example, I can do div share in post, being the actual posts, and then padding, I'm going to give it 20 pixels. Oh. And I just save that one. And this is just going to affect this piece, and it's going to give more space above and more space below, and more space to the side, actually, more space everywhere, 20 pixels of it. And there you can see it's brought it out into the open a little bit. Okay, so I can do all of these changes, and if I find that I've really screwed up, I've also got print set up here because there's printer support, as we do have printing. Let's just show you. Right up here in the sharing section, we can do printing and email and bookmarking. Okay, let's just see what those look like. Yeah, and because we've got print set up, we can actually click on that, and it will get rid of images and links and stuff like that, and menus which you can't really use when you're printing. Anyhow, next piece is for WP e-commerce. If you're using single products, when you've got a single product page, this you can use to share the products. So you can have it at the top of the page. That's just below the title, near the breadcrumb area. Just before the description, that's before the product title in your kind of product section, and just after the product title and just before the description you put in, or just after the description are the three choices at the moment, and you can choose them as many as you like. Okay, I don't have this set up on the test site, but it doesn't matter if you're a gold user of WP e-commerce or if you're just a standard user, it works anyway. And last but not least, if you find you've really made it ugly like I have, you can just choose to reset the settings, and it goes back to the factory defaults. And okay, you've lost your bits over here, but you're back to normal again. Okay, now the last little bit I'm going to wrap up with is the icon sets here from Show and Follow. I'm just going to grab the API key for this test site, and this is all that I need to do to get it set up. If I want to get a new subscription, I just need to go to the Share and Follow site and then choose Get the CDN here. I won't take you any further in for now, because basically this is what you're presented with next. Is you've got to register first to actually be able to buy anything. We ask you a question about your site, and then you choose your subscription based on a PayPal payment. Okay, there's all sorts of pricing information here on the home page. If we go all the way to the bottom, it gives relative pricing, so like 5,000 users a month, $9.99, 10,000, and it gives you an idea of what sort of site we're talking about. So you can actually gauge yourself, but we do suggest you go and check your things out first. Anyhow, back to this. And all I need to do is paste in the API key that comes once you've purchased. Comes in an email also, and I just update. And there you go, it's live straight away. And I'm going to select as it's, well, this time, Candy Sweets and update. Oh, where have we gone? There we are. And I refresh, and there we go. You'll notice that it's incredibly fast to get these images. It's because it's coming from a content delivery network that makes everything faster, and also gives you a wider selection because we can host it and deliver it to you without it being too massive and all that kind of thing. And we can add new ones on the fly. So let's check out some others. For example, if I fancied, I don't know, some pumpkins, just close that one down. And just wait for it to refresh, build its new CSS, and there we go, we've got pumpkins. So we've gone for a bit of a Halloween theme at the moment. I'm just going to choose another one just to show them off, the cauldrons. Very pleased with these ones myself. Okay, let's make these bigger so that we can really see what they look like. I'll go for 48. And update. Okay, and again, it's just loaded just like that, complete new set. The only thing we have to wait for is the CSS, not for the actual icons themselves. And we put strange brews in each one of these set. And this is especially for Halloween. We're doing ones for Christmas at the moment, and for other festivals and festivities. So yeah, keep your eye out. Of course, we've added some nice ones like the candies, and we've got a standard white and a standard black set. So you can quickly, with the basic black, for example, add a monochrome, more, I don't know, personal feel to your site, rather than it being a very corporate looking thing. It's got a bit of your own kind of edge. Very good for designers and stuff, because it just saves you a bit of time if you want a black set. Okay, so that's it in a nutshell. You can quickly and easily choose and change your icons. You've got a bunch of different ones for Halloween. We'll bring out loads of other stuff soon. And yeah, hope you enjoy downloading and using Share and Follow. Thanks a lot for your time.